As the rainy season approaches, concerns are mounting about Ghana's readiness to curb the impact of the rainfall. Some of the challenges faced in Ghana include flooding, infrastructure damage, and also disruptions of daily life of Ghanaians.
Ghana has two main climatic zones. The southern part of the country experiences two rainy seasons: the major rainy season from April to June and the minor rainy season from September to November. The northern part has a single rainy season from April to October. One of the most devastating floods in recent times occurred on June 3, 2015, when torrential rains led to severe flooding in Accra, the capital city. The floods caused widespread damage, displacing thousands of people. A tragic explosion at a petrol station at Cycle during the heavy rain resulted in the death of about 150 people. While others escaped death, they have been left with various injuries and medical conditions which has altered their lives. This disaster highlighted deficiencies in urban planning and drainage systems, prompting calls for improvements in infrastructure and emergency response mechanism.
From my head to all my hair was bent, and then my arms. All of a sudden, I see a fire. It was gradual, it was boiling within. Suddenly, thunder struck in it. That was exactly 12 midnight. And the fire became like a cloth for everybody. And people become like, we become to the fire like magnet and nails. Wherever you stand, the fire will catch you.
On that day, so as I was trying to struggle to go, the water was too much. So I couldn't, so all of us, we are waiting for the water to go down. But what well, instead of water will go down, stay growing. So I have to go to Accra. As I saw the lights, the fire coming to at Accra, then I have to turn back, coming to police station again. I thought to myself, this what light coming here, and the police station is here. Therefore, I have to go back. Before I can turn back, the fire was all over my face and my body. It started burning me. Then I have to fall for ground like 2 times and stand up, start running again. And before then, all my body was fire. You can look at my face and my head.
Alex Kwesi, who used to reside at Seiko, lost everything he owned when the explosion occurred. Lucky for him, however, he wasn't home at the time.
I'm a private security person, so we traveled to Osino around that is 2015. It was 2015, yes. So we are there, and then before the call came, we went there around 2015 May or something. We didn't. I think it was a month later before this thing in June. Yeah, before this thing happens. So we are there, and then the call comes in the night around. I heard it around 2 o'clock. That's what the person I heard it. Some of our commanders, we explained to them. Then some of them knows where I live. So when this thing happens, they come there. That's why we come and see. Saw what they say, what happened there. And my wife, she's the warrior. My former wife, she's the one that they have a baby with on his stomach. When this thing happens, if you can sort any pictures that. So the things come happen that when this thing no, we are the senior before the chorus. The chorus is just announce this and this happen. Before we rush to come. So we come the day before. So when happened there.
What happened? Did you see your wife and the child?
Actually, I didn't, because the rescuers, the people come and take care of.
So what did you do?
A lot. What I lose there, I can't, it's uncountable. If it only my life that I cannot say no loss. It's no loss.
He also raised concerns that not much has been done at Seiko 9 years after the devastating incident to avert future occurrences.
By Secretary there, I don't even see any change from there. Now, since even cry is getting to west, because now there's a places that now they are blocked, where even in the first where it wasn't blocked, but now they have sold a lot of the product to the certain companies and something. So
You believe that when there is
rain now it will be worse than done. That's what I'm in fear of, because I check and I see waving, because I can go there and check and I can go with you, with you teams there and go and show you where you were before. Then I'll show you. There's one church. If I don't want to mention anybody's name and things, they'll come and they have come and bought some land and they close some let's say some areas and things. Some even I can say some gutters and things they have blocked.
In October 2019, several regions, including the Upper East, recorded serious flooding. Many homes were destroyed and at least 28 people died. The floods also damaged farmlands, affecting food security. The government and humanitarian organizations provided relief aid, but the events underscored the ongoing challenges in disaster preparedness and management. Accra experienced significant flooding again in June 2020, with torrential rains overwhelming the city's drainage system. Rapid urbanization, particularly in cities like Accra, has exacerbated flooding issues due to inadequate drainage systems and poor waste management practices, which often block waterways. Increasingly erratic weather patterns due to climate change have led to more intense and unpredictable rainfall, raising the risks of flooding.
The gutters must be desilted. Buildings or waterways should be removed, because those are the major things that will cause flooding. And again, it looks like when we don't do those things, it brings a lot of problems. There will be, as I said, when the wind comes and maybe billboards or signboards fall, it can also distract the flow of the water and it can cause these things.
Over the years, various governments have pledged to introduce initiatives to mitigate flooding, including the construction and maintenance of drainage systems, flood forecasting and early warning systems, and public education campaigns on flood risks and safety measures.
As part of efforts, ladies and gentlemen, in tackling flooding in the most vulnerable communities, the Greater Accra Resilient and Integrated Development Project is being implemented in collaboration with the World Bank, with the objective of mitigating flood risks and addressing solid waste management challenges in the Odo drainage basin. Currently, the procurement processes for the engagement of a contractor for the performance-based dredging of the Odo channel is far advanced, and hopefully the process will be concluded by the end of the month. Additionally, draft detailed engineering designs for the construction of the priority drainage interventions at Kaneshi, Nima, Achimota have been completed and are currently being jointly reviewed by the Ministry and the World Bank. It is expected that construction will commence by the end of this year. Other important interventions include the construction of retention ponds in the atomic energy area to hold large volumes of water which will otherwise flow towards the city center to cause flooding. Construction of ponds are expected to commence by the end of the year. Moreover, the designs for a flood early warning systems for Accra have been completed, and the process leading to the engagement of a service provider to deliver the system have commenced. With the early warning system, people in vulnerable communities will have the benefit of advance notice of flooding so that they can take steps to protect lives and their valuables.
The National Flood Control Program, yes, where Ministry of Works and Housing also is in tandem with that. In fact, the Garrett project is also to support that, and they are working. They are working.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's important. Then as part of it, we need to get our drains properly, drain management is also there. There are some places, sometimes Paloma area there, we had the walls caving in and all that. So, some of them are within Ghana Hydrology, so you need to talk to Hydrological Services Department because they are directly responsible for those drains.
But it's a matter of concern to NADMO because should there be flood,
you
are the first point of
contact. The recommendation, and I keep saying my Director General sits on the board of Ministry of Works and Housing. And so these things before him, and he also puts it there.
Maybe the pressure is not enough. Do you mount more pressure on them because of the consequences of this flood?
We all know when the rainy season is coming and everybody is aware, we also do our part. But once the authority is not in your hands, you cannot implement it. It's the implementing agency that does that. So if we're clothed with the powers to do that, we do that.
The 2024 rainy season has just begun, and already various parts of the country are grappling with flooding any day it rains. GhanaWeb visited some areas in Accra to find out from residents how they have been dealing with the season so far.
Do you think Ghana we are ready for the rainy season?
No, I'm not sure because the last rain entered my room. At this side, it's entered inside my room, so it's very bad.
So when it rains, what goes into your mind? Are you afraid that the flood will come in, or do you get worried that you just want it to end? How do you feel when it's a raining season?
Oh, I always feel bad because the way we always pass through the market, Zongo Junction, it's very bad. If you are walking after the rain, like the water will be touching your clothes and all those other stuff. So this is very bad, very, very bad. Immediately the rain starts, like you think it's normal, but in the next, the next 30 minutes or 40 minutes all year, it will be very cloudy. It will be very.
And soon they told you, I have a beer, intimate. It's a Nyakanko, cross across, Nantiaco Crana. Oh, our part is here, and it will rain season there. In Sutodia, I watch room. And my 7 class on intimate conquer.
When the rain falls, you cannot cross from here to this place. The flooding was too high. You see where the car is. Sometimes when the rain falls, it hits where the car glass is. See the kind of the rain that we are having this year. To me, flooding from here to the toe, and no one can cross from here to the other side. It's not easy. We have big problem in this place, in this area particular.
The Ghana Meteorological Agency has warned that this year's rainy season is going to be shorter than previous years, but the quantity of rainfall will be the same.
So the rainfall pattern for the March, April, May, June is supposed to begin late onset. Start of the rains is supposed to be late. Then we expect an early cessation. And so if it is late and an early cessation, it means that the normal time it runs will be short. But we do not expect a change in the amount of rainfall. It's to be the normal change in the amount of rainfall. So when we gave the forecast, we said that it's a late onset, an early cessation, and the same amount of rainfall. It means that this time the amount of rainfall that is coming will come with so much amounts. Do you understand? If the length of days are shortened and the same amount of rainfall, which would have fell on the longer time span, it means that the rainfall amount will increase anytime it rains. And when it is like that, it comes with so much high thunderstorms, and then the wind gust will also increase, and it will cause a lot of havoc. If it is distributed within the same within a longer time, it might come equally distributed. Like last year, we had the rainfall equally distributed, and it wasn't. It didn't come with any casualties. But this year, the way the rainfall is going, it will come with a lot of casualties.
She said the agency has been in talks with various stakeholders to make the necessary preparations.
Well, I think that when you look at Graphic on the 16th of March, Graphic did an editorial on it because we explained to Graphic that when you look at how it is going, the gutters must be desilted. Buildings or waterways should be removed because those are the major things that will cause flooding. And again, it looks like when we don't do those things, it brings a lot of problems. There will be, as I said, when the wind comes and maybe billboards or signboards fall, it can also distract the flow of the water and it can cause these things. So as I said, we gave, and the editorial was given, when we were trying to do the forecast this year, GMET hosted 6 other countries in the sub-region, and so we invited all our stakeholders and we made them aware of how the rainfall is going to be and the advisories, what they should do. So these were some of the things we brought across.
NADMO is ready, Ghana is ready. The Minister for Works and Housing has gone around to do some inspections of major drains that have been constructed and drains that have been desilted and dredged. Dredge Master is in the Odo working. There are district assemblies are also in partnership with NADMO are doing some dredging and desilting, okay, all in readiness for the heavy rains. We also in partnership with the Ghana Meteorological Services Authority who are giving us the accurate weather forecast. So all these things are some things that are positioning us to adequately and properly respond to the emergencies that will arise as a result of the flooding. We also work in partnership with the 48th Engineers Regiment and the Ghana Army.
Communications Director of the National Disaster Management Organization, George AC, detailing the role of the organization in controlling flooding, admitted that there are some challenges, but the impact won't be disastrous.
Well, May 9 was a twin disaster, fire and water. The irony of it, the two don't, June 3, the two normally don't come together, but in this case, they conspired to delve a heavy blow on the Ghanaian people. And yes, I know from the reports of the committee, they recommended the strict enforcement of the safety protocols for the discharge of gas and gasoline products. And that, I must commend the MPA that they've really adhered to that. I must commend the Ghana Fire Service. They've also adhered to that. And before those things are discharged, they go to inspect and they assure that no leakages and others. And so on that score, we can say a lot has been done. And so far, I'm yet to hear any of such. So we are making progress on that front. On the other fronts, dredging, recommendation of dredging, desilting, continuous ones, and that is also being done. Sometimes there are challenges where the assemblies have taken it up in partnership with NADMO, and we do that. We also do community sensitization and engagements, especially in flood-prone areas. The other aspect is about the dredging and desilting continuous, and that is being done. Ministry of Works and Housing is constructing some major storm drains across the country, and repair works is also ongoing in some. Fortunately, the Garrett project, monies have been released through the Ministry of Local Government to the 17 identified districts in Greater Accra that are mostly affected by flood. So yes, they are also working. So we are very upbeat that this year we'll be able to contain the incidence of flooding. But the other aspect of the June 3rd that is not being touched in the recommendation is the construction of retention ponds along the Odo arena, which is not been done yet, so that it can hold some of the water and then gradually spill them when the rainfall is over.
Some residents of flood-prone areas in Accra shared what they consider the best solutions to the flooding situation in Ghana.
Instead of saying come to me guata no a big or you solo go, is that not solo go? Very good. Or be jury or my machine be jury and one day and I just say or be kwana me Obedulu Kwana Kosi, and that's all. This is the end of the road. Have you seen this? And we are solving. I mean, we are having big problems over here.
Bibia no e kire say flood na ye bae no senne ensho kosoto a em flood bi because June 3rd no problem a e de bae me hu se mpanifo no asolve mu bia Africa na ye west because first na go tabi da na ye nkata aso sesei o makata go tano so ama efin ene anwea ye den akoye go tano mu ma enti sesei nsuo no kra nya access to go to odonum enti nsuo no to ya na sa return back insense nke benya kwan akogu odonum na nka ede kopunum sesei ntimi nkobiem because sa go tano o makata so yenim adwenkura o munya ya o mode kata agota no so ena se sa agota no so yenyim enti eno so be create problem pa ma ena enka wose street bia no o mule na nka kogu odonum every street ke wose nya access to odonum but ba ko pe o hwe the whole ensure be free Esruwa benyina free asalam down ne bebe ni nyina na ba ko pe access ba ko pe na nso no nya etu odonu enti pressure na masa na afia return na wo ma wo odo na Sahara no na afide nso no ayira fom
ahaide no kure nyankopon anim se e ka se empanifo aye ready se nso ni to a emese niam na meboa if you say a talker crabby crana, it me a yirifa got an so a bar market munina. Got as nina mwesisi. And a bew or crana got an ankasa yayen. A sign a bubugum. I was simply for a fine engineers, no more sign a beer got as Numukakra. Now muji and near mana a gugu got an nantisa. And omo beji got an sumua. A boo I say so on best sagu. Tipa trog muna kohwiagu no ma san ja gugugugu odo no ho ne gotes na ankasa ho etinsuo ne toka krabia na san atwene nyina agum etin chese akoye kwasiko ogirenkwantia etise mpanifo pese omobabua ne sensuo ne tona entimi enye bad ayibiade a agise omoti gotes ne mu nyina na de yenketenkete no At the
time of filing this report, GhanaWeb was still making effort to contact the Ghana Hydrological Authority to find out how prepared they were for the flood. This information will be shared in a subsequent report. This is the Nimatu Yakubu Atoyesi report for GhanaWeb.